everybody. Hey, welcome again. Today I want to talk about that, be self-aware in a relationship. But the thing about being aware, and I want to talk about a specific type of personality and how to deal with that. The A personality, the personality that's overbearing. And by the way, we could all have that. It's not just like, oh, these people are. You could also be overbearing. And first, I'm going to talk about the root of it. And then I'm going to talk about what they do. And then third, I'm going to talk about how to deal with it. So those are the three things. The very first thing about this overbearing personality, the person that sometimes talks over you, or they're forcing their ways into your life. They're very needy, actually. They seem to want more of your time and you feel restricted, or they're just so overbearing. Like, again, either you're that way or you feel somebody else is being that way with you. That overbearing personality that cuts you off whenever you're speaking, that want to plan things with you all the time, that calls you, that maybe sometimes make you feel guilty because you're distancing yourself from them. There's too much. You're feeling oppressed almost, like, man, I mean, this person is just too much in my space. They want to hang out with me. What's wrong with them? They just always want to be there, just constantly needy. That person may be hurt and might have a problem in their past. Like, it may be you. It may be a problem in the past of being abandoned. I know for me, when I go overbearing, that means, and I remember my mother leaving and my mother drinking and my mother not being there for me. And I remember that. And I remember just needing her. So I remember when I first got married, the first couple of years was horrible because I was so needy. I was so controlling. I was so insecure. And I thought my wife would leave me for somebody else. So my constant thought was that. So I was definitely overbearing, trying to control, spending time and just make sure where she is, where she's going, just completely controlling in that way. And that did not help me. And it didn't help my marriage either. So what it ended up doing is I ended up getting a pushback. I ended up getting her to push me back, push me away, and feeling rejected. And then therefore made me even more overbearing. I thought I was being loving, but what I was being is actually codependent. So that's the personality. That's number one, that personality. The second thing about that personality, how does it make us feel? How does that make us feel? Well, as I said, it makes us feel like overpowered. It makes us feel like we're not acknowledged, or other people. So if it's you or if it's me, or it's all of us. But what do people feel when we're overbearing or controlling, codependent? They don't feel heard. They feel controlled. They feel overpowered and powerless and hopeless. And I know that's not what you want people to feel. But that type of feeling, if somebody's having that feeling, guess what? The chances for them to want to hang out with you, to set up that second date with you, that's not going to happen because you're coming across too strong. And sometimes we do the opposite. We come across not even strong at all, right? We're not even pursuing anything. So there's a balance to it. There's a balance of doing and being, right? Connecting, encouraging. So when we don't have that balance, then we go into codependency, control, and all that, right? So what do they feel? They feel like they're not safe. So people around feel not safe and tend to want to rebel. Kids will rebel. Kids will fight back. Kids will fight back. They don't know what's going on. They're just not going to want to be around you because they feel that overbearing and you think it's love. And they're feeling like, no, you're just smothering me. Just get away from me. What does the person feels? They're feeling that feeling of abandonment, that feeling that they're not good enough and not worthy enough, right? So how do we deal with that? How do we deal with it? Like, how do we respond to that versus react to it? Because our first reaction is, let me cut these people off. Let me get away from them. And some people, if they're not healed, if they don't have the healing and they keep doing that, yeah, you definitely want some healthy boundaries on that. But what is something that you can do? One thing, if they're a healthy relationship, you could be vulnerable. You could talk about it. You say, hey, you know what? This is what I'm feeling. When you're like this, creates me to not feel safe. It triggers me to not feel safe. It triggers me to feel these things. And I know you love me and I know you're good with me. I want you to know that. I want you to get that. So like that, we could have a better, safe relationship. And I think the person would hear you instead of you avoiding them, right? So that is what I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to connect with you on that level. But if this is you, you know, you treat others like you would want to be treated. Do you want somebody to kind of avoid you? Do you want that? No. But again, when it's really dysfunctional, then yes, then we want some boundaries. We want some clear boundaries, and I will be doing probably a quick video on that. So that's what I wanted to chat with you guys about. And yes, and if this is you as a personality, you're overbearing, or you're in the opposite side, like running away and super vigilant, super aware, then yes, you need help. Don't expect to operate this way and create the relationship that you want. Don't expect that. Yes, you do. And here's the thing, we all do. We all need help. I get coaching myself. So what I would highly recommend, suggest to you do, connect with me. You know, maybe today is the day that you connect. So put on, since I'm talking about overbearing, just type on love. When you put on love, I'll reach out to you. I'll connect with you and we'll set up a time where we could dig into it and see what's your personality. Why? Why are you operating this way? And why are you creating this thing? What's going on? And what do you want? Your relationship is not going to change with yourself and other people unless you do something different. All right. Thank you for watching, and I will have more videos coming up for you. Thank you. Take care. And please comment. Let me know what you think.